देवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावतां वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ श्रीराम जय राम। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ। 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 जय जय राम ॐ। जय राम ॐ। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। कुंदेन्दीवर सुंदरावति बलौ विज्ञानधामावुभौ शोभाढ्यौ वरधन्विनौ श्रुतिनुतौ गोविप्रवृन्दप्रियौ मायामानुषरूपिणौ रघुवरौ सद्धर्मवरमौहितौ सीतान्वेषणतत्परौ पथिगतौ भक्तिप्रदौ तौ हि नः ब्रह्माम्बोधिसमुद्भवं कलिमलप्रध्वंसनं चाव्ययम् श्रीमच्छम्भुमुखेन्दुसुन्दरवरे संशोभितं सर्वदा संसारामयभेषजं सुखकरं श्रीजानकी जीवनं धन्यास्ते कृतिनः पिबन्ति सततं श्रीरामनामामृतम् श्रीरामनामामृतम्। We have been seeing the portion where Bhagwan is describing nature, but he is remembering nature of mind, different aspects of mind. शिवा, आवाज थोड़ा गूंज रही है आवाज. In and through the metaphors, he is also giving many life lessons. He talks about dharma, he talks about nature of truth, and he also talks about day-to-day life. Different metaphors he gives. For example, for grahastha dharma he said, Jala sankocha bikala bhaimina abhuda kutumbi jimi dhanahina. Means if a householder is negligent on his well-being and he doesn't save for rainy days, he says that is abhuda kutumbi. Means he is negligent, he didn't plan well, didn't think well. Base kam kar do Shiva. Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om. So that was for Grahastha Dharma. हाँ, अभी थोड़ा ठीक है. Then for spiritual teaching, Goswami ji said, Ushara barashe truna nahi jama, jimi hari jana hiya upajana kama. Just like when the rain falls on a land which is rocky, no crops or plants come. Similarly, when different things are being heard by a devotee, no desires come in his heart. Means devotee's heart is desireless. He doesn't get affected by what people tell him. Then as far as day-to-day life is concerned, he said, Jani saradaritu khanjana aaye, pai samaya jimi sukruta suhai. There is a bird, wagtail. It is very rare to spot it, but once in a while you see it. When it is the right time, it will come. Like what? Just like person's punya karma appears at the right time. Meaning, in our day-to-day life, if something is not going the way we want, we should remember this also is a temporary phase. It won't stay forever because right now Papa Karma is showing effect. When it is the right time, Punya Karma will show its own effect. Just like I did not invite Dukkham, I need not get overly concerned about inviting Sukham. Dukkham has come on its own, Sukham also will come on its own, as long as the cause is present. The cause is good actions, Punya Karma. So in this way, Bhagwan is giving life lessons, spiritual teachings, dharma-related lesson, looking at nature. This is the last Doha in the chain of thought where Bhagwan is describing nature. Doha 17, which is Chaupais after 16. Sukhi मीन जे नीर अगाधा जिमि हरि शरणन एक बाधा फूले कमल सोहसर कैसा निर्गुण ब्रह्म सगुण भय जैसा गुंजत मधुकर मुखर अनूपा सुंदर खगरव नाना रूपा चक्रबाक मन दुख निसि पैखी जिमि दुर्जन पर संपत्ति देखी चातक रतत तृषायति ओहि जिमि सुख लहई न शंकर द्रोही सरदा तपनिसि ससि अपहरई संतद रस जिमि पात कटरई देखि इंदु चकोर समुदायी चितवत ही जिमि हरिजन पा चितवत ही जिमि हरिजन हरि पाई मसकदम सबीते हिमत्रासा जिमि द्विज द्रोह किए कुलनासा भूमि जीव संकुल रहे गए शरद ऋतु पाई सदगुर मिले जाहि जिमि संशय भ्रम समुदायी सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. This is a very popular metaphor. Sukhi mean je neera agadha, jimi hari saranana ekavu badha. The fish which is in deep water, it is not concerned about its well-being when the water level reduces. Just like Jimi Hari Saranana Ekau Bada. Devotee who is completely surrendered to God, he doesn't face any obstacles. Meaning what? He doesn't see anything as an obstacle. Bada means sorrow, obstacle. None of that comes to this devotee. Meaning what? His mind is so soaked in his love for God. He says that Bhagwan who is taking care of entire universe is also taking care of me. Somehow, we don't mind saying God takes care of universe. But when it is said in scriptures, God takes care of you also. God takes care of me also. In that we might have doubts. So the Sharanagati is that where he has gotten conviction that I need not worry as long as I am walking on the right path. We should get worried if our actions are erroneous. We should get worried if our thoughts are erroneous. But if thoughts and actions are taken care of, he said, devotee doesn't worry about what will happen to me tomorrow. This is the beauty of Sharanagati to Bhagavan. Goswamiji says, you look at any devotee who has done Sharanagati, one thing you will notice is they never complained. Not that their life was perfect. If you read Goswami Tulsidas Ji's life, so many difficulties he went through. But in none of their compositions, you will read anything about their difficulty. If somebody were to tell them, you went through so much of difficulty, Goswamiji would have said, I don't look upon it as difficulty. Or which difficulty you are talking about? This is their drishti. This is their vision which has lifted them above day-to-day difficulties. So one sign of a mature devotee is he doesn't feel the need to complain. Being a devotee is not easy. True devotee doesn't complain about anything. That is the beauty of Sharanagati. Every day we should have this prayer. Bhagwan, I belong to you. Second part, you belong to me. I belong to you, you belong to me, and one day he will make us understand, I am you. First part in our journey is, I belong to. If I belong to you, my well-being is your responsibility. That is the beauty of the love between parents and children, between mother and child. You notice when the child is small, there is complete dependency. Complete surrender. Child doesn't have plan B. Mother, father are the only support. But slowly as the child grows up, as the child becomes independent, the well-being of the child only has to worry. But until the child is dependent, every aspect of the well-being of the child is taken care by the mother and father. That is the beauty of Sharanagati. Just like somebody who has surrendered to us, we will take care of their well-being. If we surrender to God, our well-being becomes Bhagwan's worry. But he is very capable of it. He doesn't have to worry like we worry. So such kind of worry for him is good. Jimi Hari Sharanana Ekau Bada. Goswami Tulsidas Ji in Bharata Charitra, he has written one chaupai. He says, these 6 things are not in your hands. Hani labha, loss and profit. Jivana marana, birth and death. Yasha apayasha, praise and insult, praise and criticism. All these 6 things, devotee becomes carefree. Hani labha jevana maranu vidhi apajasa yasha apajasa vidihata. So in all these things, devotee says, Bhagwan, I am not overly concerned. Next one is also very nice. Phule kamala soha sara kaise, nirguna brahma saguna bhaye jaise. Just like in a lake is beautiful by itself, but if there are lotuses blooming there, that lotus enhances the beauty of the lake. Like what? Just like Saguna Brahma enhances the beauty of Nirguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma enhances the beauty of Nirguna Brahma. Meaning what? Nirguna Brahma, when it becomes Saguna, that beauty of Saguna is even greater. Saguna means what? With attributes. So that Nirguna Brahma, when it takes avatar as Bhagwan Krishna, as Bhagwan Rama, the way in which we can worship and praise is very different than Nirguna Brahma. Nirguna Brahma by itself, you cannot do anything. Saguna Brahma will have a name, so you can do Nama Japa. Saguna Brahma will have a form, you can do Rupa Dhyanam. Saguna Brahma will do Leelas, so we can do Guna Chintanam and Charitra Chintanam. We can reflect upon the Leelas of that avatar. And Saguna Brahma will be born in one place, so you can go to Ayodhya Nagari and soak in the blessedness of it. So Dhama Chintanam also can be done. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Charitra, Dhama. Charitra sometimes is also called as Leela. Now what is the name of Nirguna Brahma? Brahman is not its name. Brahman is an indicator which removes all other names. What is the form of Nirguna Brahma? No form. Leela to is dur ki baat. It will not do any Leelas. It will illumine all the things which are happening. And we cannot do japa of Brahman. Even Aham Brahmasmi Vakya is Vichara Vakya it is. It is to understand and reflect, not to do japa. There is one verse which says, Dvaitam mohaya bodhat prak. Duality before knowledge can be deluding. Dvaitam mohaya bodhat prak. Before knowledge, thinking God to be different from us, that could take a person, it could stop the person from attaining liberation. Take it in that way. Means it could be deluding. But jate bodhe manishaya. When knowledge dawns upon the person, the duality which is taken up knowingly, that duality is even more sweeter than non-duality. That duality which is taken up knowingly to worship, that duality is sweeter than non-duality. Bhaktyartam kalpitam dvaitam advaitadapi sundaram. The second line is very popular. Bhaktyartam kalpitam dvaitam. Dvaita which is accepted for worship and devotion. Advaitadapi sundaram. It is even more beautiful than non-dual truth. That is the import of this chaupai. Nirguna Brahma Saguna Bhaye Jaisa. Shiva Mahimna Stotram it is said, Bhagwan, your Nirguna form is indicated by Neti Neti, study of Upanishads. But whose mind will not get drawn by your Saguna form? Your Saguna form is so beautiful. Pade tvarvachine patatina manah kasya navachaha. Arvachina pada means your current form which is there, you have taken, whose mind will not get drawn towards it. Then Gunjata Madhukara Mukhara Anupa. Bees are getting drawn towards blooming lotuses. They are all getting drawn. Sundara Khagarava Nana Rupa. Birds are twittering continuously, chirping. Chakravaka Mana Dukha Nisi Paiki. Chakravaka bird, at night it is in a lot of grief. Chakravaka means chakwa bird. It is said the chakwa, chakwi, they meet only during the day. At night, even if you keep them together, they don't meet. They will look in different directions, remembering each other. So he says the pain that this chakwa bird is feeling is like the pain a wicked person feels looking at somebody else's prosperity. Jimi Durjana Parasampati Dekhi. Parasampati means somebody else's wealth. Looking at it, somebody else prospering, this wicked person feels unhappy. Meaning what? There is no reason to feel unhappy, still he chooses to be unhappy. Like at night time, everybody is happy. People are sleeping. But this chakwa chakwi bird, strange thing they have, they are unhappy at night. Like this wicked person who is unhappy looking at somebody prospering. Chataka ratata trusha ati ohi, jimi sukha lahahina sankara drohi. There is another bird, Chataka. It just quenches its thirst from the raindrop coming from the cloud when a particular nakshatra is there, Swati nakshatra. It is said even if it falls in Gangaji or an ocean, it will not drink that water. It will die thirsty. But it will drink water only from that cloud directly. Just like that Chataka bird pines for that raindrop, a person who is turned away from Lord Shiva, not devoted to Lord Shiva, he will always be thirsty for joy. Jimi sukha lahahina sankara drohi. Just like the Chataka bird is thirsty, a person who is not devoted to Lord Shiva is thirsty for happiness. Sarada tapanisi sasi apaharayi. The scorching heat of the sun is taken away by the moon. Like what? Santa darasajimi pataka tarayi. The effect of papa karma is taken away by Santa darshan. Even when we are able to see them, that sight itself gives lot of solace to the heart. That's why you'll notice so many Mahatmas, great Mahatmas, people wait for hours, not to talk to them, just to get their darshan. This is the line there. Santa darasajimi patakatarai. Their sight itself gives punya. Moon example is given here because moon draws its light, gets its light from the sun. Although moon has healing power, but its healing power comes from the sun. Santa Mahatmas, their healing power comes from the Lord. They are able to heal the world not by depending on the world. They are able to heal the world because their healing power and bliss comes from the Lord. That is the moon analogy here, why moon is compared to Santa Mahatmas. Dheki Indu Chakora Samudayi. The Chakora bird is gazing at the moon. It is said Chakora gets nourishment only by looking at the moon. Moon rays nourish Chakora bird. Chakwa Chakwi, Chataka and Chakora. 3 birds you will find very often used in Ramcharitamanas. How does this Chakora look at the moon? Chitavatahi jimi harijana haripai. There is one extra letter right here. What does your reading say? Chitavahi jimi. In my reading it says Chitavatahi jimi harijana haripai. That's why we were thrown off in the tune. That Chitavata is there. Just like devotees rejoice seeing the Lord. Chataka, this Chakora bird gets nourishment from the moon. Devotee gets nourishment by seeing Bhagavan. they have one marga, it is called Pushti Marga. Pushti Marga, one meaning is their nourishment comes from the Lord. Pushti or Poshanam means nourishment. One devotee, he would jokingly say, in Pushti Margi, we all are very pushta. Because we feed only ghee naivedyam, butter naivedyam. Mostly it is Laddu Gopal Seva. But that Pushti word means that my nourishment comes from worship of the Lord. Means my life is centered around the Lord. Morning I have to wake him up, afternoon I have to do seva, put him to sleep, evening another puja, then put him to sleep. Whole day around Bhagavan. Lord Jagannatha has no eyelids. Have you seen his eyes? Very big. Devotee loves to see the Lord without blinking his eyes. Bhagavan says, I also love to see my devotees without blinking my eyes. Means there is no time when a true devotee is out of sight from Bhagavan's vision. If you notice Bhagavan's form, Jagannath Bhagavan, you'll notice this. Big eyes keeping an eye on the devotee. Next one is very funny. Masaka damsa bite himatrasa. Masaka dhamsa means big mosquitoes, not tiny ones, huge ones. And different insects, just like they perish in cold. Jimi dvija droha kiye kulanasa. Families of those who cause pain to noble people, they perish. Mosquitoes, big mosquitoes and insects perish in cold. Just like families of those who cause pain to noble people, they perish. Like Kauravas. They caused pain to noble people. It brought destruction not only to Duryodhana, but his entire clan. One Mahatmaji, he says, if Bhagwan is saying mosquitoes were there, that means mosquitoes must have bitten him also. He says, until now I am debating what must be the punya of that mosquito? Because it was able to drink Bhagwan's blood. Although it caused pain to him. Because Bhagwan is saying here, right? Masaka dam sabite himatrasa. When some pain was caused, it's just a different way of seeing it. Lucky mosquito. Bhumi jiva sankula rahe gaye sarada ritu pai. Bhumi jiva sankula rah gaye sarada ritu pai. Means insects disappear in autumn season. Just like what? Sadguru mile jahi jimi samsaya brahma samudai. When a person gets his Sadguru, whatever samshaya he has, doubts he has, and brahma, delusion that he has, all of that go away. Samshaya means what, About one thing, you have various ideas, different ideas. And you are unable to decide which one is right. That is called as samshaya. One example is, nowadays if you ask anybody, is eating ghee good for health? You meet 5 doctors, they will tell you 5 different things. Sometimes they will say it is not good, sometimes they'll say it is good, sometimes moderate proportion is good. Then you are in samshaya, what is right? Like that, we have doubts about what is moksha. You must have heard people saying there are various paths to moksha. You can follow karma yoga also, you can follow bhakti yoga also, you can follow raja yoga also, and you can follow jnana yoga also. What will Vedanta say? Not jnana yoga also. Jnana yoga alone leads us to moksha. See, this is clarity between samshaya and samshaya. Nasha is this. Vedanta is telling us bondage is due to ignorance, so liberation will be only through knowledge. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, they will prepare us. Preparation is also important. But what will take us to the goal is knowledge. This point Shankaracharya starts mentioning right from Atma Bodha. Jnanam alone will give moksha. Jnanam alone will give moksha. And he himself has composed 35 plus stutis and stotrams. So we have to put things in context. What is Bhagwan trying to tell us? Brahma means I am very confident about something, but I have erroneously understood it. In Brahma, there is no doubt. I know that there is a snake, but it is actually a rope. That is called as Brahma. We have misunderstood something, that is Brahma. So Brahma is thinking ourselves to be finite, identifying with body, mind, intellect and ego. We don't have any doubts that I am the body. We don't have any doubt I am the ego. What do we have about it? We have Brahma about it. It is not Samshaya. It is Brahma because erroneously I have understood something. So teaching removes both Samshaya and Brahma. Samshaya, there is another etymology. Samyak sherate jnanam iti samshaya. Sherate means putting to sleep. Samyak sherate, very well puts to sleep. What does it puts to sleep? Knowledge. As long as doubt is there, you cannot conclusively move forward anywhere. That is samshaya. Now Bhagwan has concluded. Suddenly he remembers Sugriva now. What happened to him? बरसागत निर्मल ऋतु आई, सुधिन तात सीता के पाई। एक बार के सहु सुधि जानो, कालहु जीत निमिष महुआनो। कतहु रहु जो जीवती होई, तात जतन करियाने सोई। सुग्रीवहु सुधि मोरि बिसारी, पावा राजकोसपुर नारी। जेहि सायक मारा मैं बाली, तेहि सरहतौ मूढ़ कह काली। जासु कृपा छूटहि मद मोहा, ताकहु उमा की सपने हूँ कोहा। जानहि यह चरित्र मुनि ज्ञानी, जिन रघुबीर चरण रति मानी। लक्ष्मण क्रोधवंत प्रभु जाना, धनुष चढ़ाई गहे करबाना। तब अनुजहि समुझावा, रघुपति करुणा सीव। भय दिखाई ले आवहु, तात सखा सुग्रीव सिया। वर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। बरसा गत निर्मल ऋतु आई. Now Bhagwan is repeating his statement. Previously what did he say? Barasha bigata sarad ritu ai. Here also he is saying the same thing. Rainy season has gone and autumn season has come. Meaning what? First time he had just said it to remind Lakshmanji. Now he is remembering Sita ji and saying, Arey, the reason for which we had stayed here, that time is done. Rainy season is gone. Now we have to start finding Sita ji. Sudina tata Sita ke pai. And still we don't have any news of Sita ji. Now you see to what extent Bhagwan had this love for Sita ji and what all things he is yet to find out now. See what he says. Ek baar ke sahu sudhi jane, kalahu jeeta nimisha mahu aane. Once I know that she is somewhere, somehow I get some news about her, I will win over Kala. I will win over Kala and bring her back quickly. But next line he says, Katahu rahu jo jeevita hoyi. Wherever she is, if she is alive. Meaning what? Even that news he doesn't know. So first thing that Hanumanji reassured Bhagwan when he came back was, Sita ji is alive. Not that somebody could do anything to Sita ji. He knew that she could not stay away from him. So he says, if she is alive, Tata Jatana Kari Aneu Soyi. With all efforts, I will bring her back. He says, this assurance I give. Sugrivahu Sudhi Mori Bisari. Now he remembers Sugriva. He says, even that Sugriva, he has forgotten us. He forgot me, my work. Pava Raja Kosapura Nari. What all things he got? Raja, he got kingdom. He got Kosa. Kosa means wealth. Pura, he got his city. And Nari, he got his wife. One of these four things are sufficient to distract a person, make him indulgent. He says, what to talk about Sugriva? He got all four. And whenever we get comfortable in life, first casualty is we forget Bhagavan. Little bit sorrow if it remains. That becomes our anchor to remember Bhagavan. Bhagavan, please take care. Bhagavan, please take care. You remember in Vali Prasanga we had discussed this. Bhagavan keeps some abhava in Jiva's life. As long as abhava is there, we remember prabhava. If everything is in abundance, then we don't value it. That abundance we should have used to increase our devotion. But instead of that, that abundance becomes cause for indulgence. Jehi sayaka mara me bali, tehi sar hatau mooda kaha kali. Bhagavan is telling Lakshman ji, the arrow with which I killed Vali, with that same arrow I am going to kill Sugriva. But tomorrow. Kali means tomorrow. Bhagavan is telling us, whenever we get angry, we should postpone that decision for some time. Whenever we get mad at somebody, angry at somebody, don't pick up the phone right away. You write down whatever you have to say, and you say, I will call this person tomorrow. Don't schedule send. Send it little later because our mind changes. In the heat of the moment, whatever we do, very likely we will regret later. It could be an email that we sent, nasty email, or a phone call, or a conversation with somebody. Bhagavan says, postpone it as much as you can. And if you get any good sankalpa, I should do some dhanam. He said, do it right away. Puja Guruji used to give humorous examples, One person came, it seems, and he said, I want to give so much. But he said, I'll give it in a month. And within a month, several zeros kept reducing what he had initially promised. Because mind changes, mind starts thinking so many different things. But Lord Shiva is warning Parvati Devi. Jasu krupa chhutahi mada moha, ta kaha uma ki sapanihu koha. One by whose grace one overpowers anger. One is able to overcome anger, delusion, greed. Can such Lord himself get angry? He says, don't get deluded. This is his Leela. Bhagavan is showing anger. He is not angry. Satiji, you had, Parvati Devi, you had done this mistake as Satiji. Bhagavan was showing Leela of Viraha. He was crying. And you thought, how can Ananda Swarupa Bhagavan cry? So Lord Shiva warns her before. Now don't repeat that mistake. Don't say, how is this Bhagwan one who gets angry? He is showing it to get some work done. This is Bhagwan's advice. And also you'll notice, we get this question many a times, why do our rishis get angry so much? Why do they curse so much? Instead of asking that question, we should ask, what has happened to the person whom they cursed? It only brought good to that person. Ahilyaji, she says, whatever curse Gautam Rishi gave me, that Rishi did a very good thing. Because through that curse, I could get Ram Darshan. Parikshitji Maharaj was cursed by Shringi Rishi, the son of Shamika Rishi. And Parikshitji Maharaj says, this curse is very good. With this curse, I will attain liberation. So rishis, as though they become the instruments for divine play. Bhagwan gets things done through these rishi munis. And this point also reminds us, whenever we see anger in some Mahatma, we should not quickly jump to our own conclusions and say, oh, such great Mahatma. How can knowledge and anger coexist? And particularly if it is our Guru. Very easy to lose faith. So this tells us, whenever you see anger in noble people, understand it is for a reason. Now we don't need to apply that for ourselves. If we get angry, we should not say, I am accomplishing God's work. We are sadhakas, we should overcome anger. But when we see it in our Guru, in respected people, one should not lose faith. If we go with a scorecard, right, to find ideal Guru, whole life will be searching. Something or the other we will find which doesn't meet our scorecard. That's why in Taittiriya Upanishad the Guru says, whatever good things are there in us, you follow. If you find anything objectionable, don't follow it. Follow other things which are good. So Bhagwan is showing anger over here. Lord Shiva reminds, Janahi yah charitra muni gyani, jina raghubira charana rati mani. He says the Leela of Bhagwan is not understood by intellectual scholars. If you have to understand the essence of Leela, you have to be either a Muni or a Jnani or Raghubira Charana Rata. You have to be devoted to Lord's feet. Then only these Leelas open up. You cannot intellectually understand it. This point is very important if we are teaching Bal Vihar or if we are teaching children. The message should never come across that Bhagwan was wrong. No matter which story we are explaining, the final message should never be Bhagwan did a mistake. We should think rather, if Bhagwan has done it, why he did it. And if you don't know the answer to certain Leelas, you just leave it. Don't explain that story. Find out yourself first, then you explain. Some Leelas will have only spiritual symbolism, which you cannot explain without that context. Like there is one story in Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva is teaching Vedanta with Parvati ji sitting on his lap. And there is one Gandharva going above and he says, this is Loka Guru. Eshaha Loka Guru. Then Parvati ji curses him. And he becomes Vritrasura. Now this story, what did you understand? You cannot explain it unless there is a spiritual symbolism behind it. So Parvati Devi sitting on Lord Shiva's lap is Maya becoming dependent or Maya being dependent on Purusha. Prakriti cannot remain separate from Purusha. They will always be together. Just like mirage water and desert sand, you will always find them together. Because existence of mirage water comes from desert sand. Existence of Prakriti comes from Purusha. So some stories will have spiritual symbolism. The takeaway should not be Bhagavan did a mistake. This much we have to ensure. That is why this line has come. If you want to understand Leela, it has to come through devotion, not just through intellectual understanding. Now Lakshmanji loves when there is some fighting scene, He saw Bhagwan angry. Lachamana krodavanta prabhujana. He saw Bhagwan angry, saying that I will kill that Sugriva. Dhanusha chadai gahe karabana. He very quickly took his bow and arrow. He was ready. He said, Bhagwan, please allow me to do the honors. You don't have to go. I will take care of Sugriva. I will finish the work and come. And Bhagwan had seen Lakshmanji's anger before. He got angry at Bharatji. Such a noble bhakta of Bhagwan, Lakshmanji got angry. If he shows anger towards Sugriva, he is finished. So Bhagwan said, Taba anujahi samujhava Raghupati karuna seva. Bhagwan said, no. Calm down. I was just doing my Leela, and this Sugriva is our person. Bhaya dekhai lay avahu tata sakha Sugriva. You just have to go, show him some fear and come back. Don't kill him and all. He is our sakha, he is our friend. A doctor's job is to ensure good health of the patient. Let us say if the doctor finds this patient has some heart-related problem, his job is only to ensure the patient regains health. Now some patients, by giving them guidance on diet, they would recover. They would change their diet, they would recover. Some patient lifestyle changes. Some patient you will have to give medicine. And some patients will have to do open heart surgery. Not every patient who comes, doctor will start doing surgery first. He will see what kind of patient he is. Like that, Bhagwan has his own way of waking up a devotee. Have you seen Bhagwan? 4 hands, he holds 4 things. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. First he will give Padma. If the ego goes astray, ego does something wrong, he will lovingly try to correct us. If we don't get corrected with flower, he blows the conch. Shankha. He says, become alert now. Your case is going from diet control to little bit more, lifestyle changes. Shankha he will blow. If Shankha also we don't wake up, Gada he will bring. Means ego will get some beating somewhere. That is Bhagwan's way. And if still we don't wake up, Chakra. Chakra means ego is crushed. Open heart surgery on ahankara without anesthesia. Bhagwan's surgery is like that. When ego gets pricked, there is no cushioning. He will prick it in such a way that the sadhaka will get back to his good health. What is good health of a sadhaka? Devotion minus ego. Devotion to God minus ego about worldly things. Now Bhagwan is just practicing what are the qualities of a good friend. His friend is Sugriva, who went astray. He says, we just have to bring him back. How he brings him back, you see now. We'll just read it directly. Iha pavanasuta hrudaya bichara. Hanumanji, he is with our Sugriva now in Kishkinda. Goswamiji loves Hanumanji. So he says Iha, means Goswamiji is also with Hanumanji. And he is thinking now, Rama Kaju Sugriva Bisara. This Sugriva, I had promised Bhagwan on his behalf. When first time they met, I had told Bhagwan that he is going to do your work, please build a friendship with him. And now when he got all this, he is totally indulgent. He says, if Bhagwan asks us, what is the update? What have you done? We don't have anything to say. So he's getting very concerned, our Hanumanji. But you see, he's such a good minister. If it was any other minister with a king like Sugriva, they would have taken away the throne. Because Sugriva all the time would be drunk. He would be indulgent. So Hanumanji is now starting to think about well-being of Sugriva. Nikata Jai Chara Nani Siru Nava. He went to Sugriva, bowed down. Hanumanji. Charihu Bidi Tehi Kahi Samujhava. And he explained to Sugriva using 4 techniques. Now this technique we all use in our everyday life, but it is just given a structure. First one is called Sama. Sama means using conversation you try to resolve it. So Hanumanji told Sugriva, just look at the compassion of Bhagwan. He has come to your doorstep. He is Ishvara. He came to your home and built a friendship with you. And you did not do anything for him at that time, but still he gave you so much. He helped you in spite of you not having done anything for the Lord. Sugriva was still in his own. Imagine the scene. Sugriva is drunk and Hanumanji giving advice. Sama did not work. Then he came to Dana. Dana means you show some carrots. Show something that you will get. Hanumanji said, when you did not do anything, Bhagwan gave you so much. Now imagine how much you will get when you do something for him. How much love you will get, how much of prosperity you will get when you actually become Bhagwan's dasa. That was Dana. Still it did not work. Bheda means divide and rule. Show some dissent. Like, if some child is not studying, what will mother say? If you don't study, others will go ahead of you. You will not get good marks. So Hanumanji told Sugriva, if you continue doing like this, Bhagwan will make Angada as the king. He is right there. And he is rightfully able to sit on that throne. He is Yuvaraja right now. Still Sugriva did not wake up. If Sama, Dana, Bheda doesn't work, only one option remains. Danda. He said, Sugriva, Sugrivji, because he is king. The arrow with which Bhagwan killed Vali, it is Amogha Bana. It does its work, comes back to him. It is infallible. That arrow is still with him. It can come any moment. Then Sugriva woke up. Suni Sugriva Parama Bhayamana. When he heard the punishment which is going to come, he woke up and he felt very afraid. Bishaya Mohara Hari Leen Hevo Jnana. He said, these sense objects, they had just taken over my knowledge, my wisdom. He quoted few verses of Bhagavad Gita also. Vayur Nava Mivambhasi, Indriyanam hi charatam, yanmanono vidhiyate. If our mind follows our sense organs, then it takes away our knowledge, just like the wind takes away the boat. This example is given. This is one difference between Sugriva and Ravana. Both have weaknesses. But Sugriva doesn't justify his weakness. He says, Bhagwan, Lakshmanji, Hanumanji, I have this weakness. Now please help me how to overcome. And Ravana says, whatever you are saying is no good. Sugriva will listen to good advice. Ravana will never listen to any advice. So now he is back into his senses. Abba Maruta Suta Duta Samoha. He is telling Hanumanji, O Hanumanji, please send messengers, dutas. Where? Patamohu Jahataha Banara Juha. We have teams of monkeys in different parts of Kishkinda. Send messengers to them and ask all the monkeys to come back in 15 days. Sugriva is very sharp now. He has gotten back his buddhi. Every project he gives deadline. Even while finding Sita ji, he says within 1 month you have to come back. So to report, he says there are 15 days. Kahu paaka mahu avana joyi. If you don't come in 15 days, more karata karabada hoi. You will die in my hands. Who is going to die? Those Vanaras. He is telling Hanumanji, tell these messengers to tell all Vanaras, you have to come in 15 days. If not, I am going to kill them. Taba Hanumanta Bulai Duta, Saba Kara Kari Sanamana Bahuta. Now notice all these details of Hanumanji's charitra. Hanumanji said, I would have told these messengers long time back, but I cannot give any instructions without Sugriva's permission. Because Sugriva is the king. And secondly, see how he is calling these messengers. Sabakara kari sanamana bahuta. Means each person he treated them with respect. Each person he called out by their names. And he told them, whenever we have needed you in the past, you only have come to help us. Now also you are going to help, and whatever you are going to do is an important task. So he gave them a lot of respect, gave them this confidence that we trust in you. But along with that, what did he do? Bhaya aru priti niti dekhai. He showed them priti, love, but he showed them fear also. That if you are negligent about your work, that will not be tolerated. You have to be very disciplined and do precisely what Sugriva has asked you to do. Chale sakala charanani siranai. Everybody bowed down and they went back. Ehi avasara Lakshmana pura aaye. At this time, Lakshmanji arrived. Now at this time means what, Not when this dialogue was going on. This dialogue happened around 15 days before Lakshmanji arrived. So Hanumanji called everybody, sent all the messengers. Then after a few days, Lakshmanji arrived. How did he arrive? Krodha deki jahataha kapi dhaye. He arrived with red eyes, with his bow and arrow ready. And it is said in Valmiki Ramayana, all these Vanaras, they saw Lakshmanji and they understood. He has come to finish Sugriva. They organized a protest. And how did they protest? With uprooted trees. So they held the trees and they were protesting that you cannot kill our king like this. Lakshmanji said nothing doing. They even tried to close the door of Kishkinda, the main gate, with a boulder. Lakshmanji just kicked it open, came inside. Dhanusha chadai kaha taba jari karhon purachara. He said, looking at Vanaras who were running around, said, I will burn this entire city of Kishkinda. Vyakula nagara dekitaba ayavu Bali Kumar. Looking at everybody anxious, Bali Kumar Angadji, he came in front. Because Angadji knew Lakshmanji would not harm him. Because Vali had given Angada in Bhagwan's hand. And he had said, take care of my son. He is now yours. may he be under your protection. So if Lakshmanji's anger has to go down, first person whom he has to see is Angada. Then later on Sugriva sends Tara. Why? Because Lakshmanji is brahmachari. He will not get angry at Tara. He will not even see her. So it's very interesting later. Lakshmanji is looking down because Tara is standing in front. Hanumanji is standing on the right and doing Ramakatha. Hanumanji is singing Ramakatha. Lakshmanji is with his eyes closed listening to Ramakatha. Then his anger quietens down. Then Sugriva comes. We will see that in the next session. Aganita guna gana bhushana Rama, aganita guna gana Ashrita vatsala jaya jaya Rama, Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama, Apad Bandhava jaya jaya Rama, Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama, Dashamukha Mardana jaya jaya Rama, Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama, Kamita Phalada jaya jaya Rama, Papa Vimochana Shri Rama, Pattabhirama jaya jaya Rama, Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama, Jaya Raghurama Jaya Sita Rama, Vanara Sevita Shri Rama, Varidhi Bandhana Jaya Jaya Rama, Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama, Patita Pavana Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai, Satgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Hari Om.